All right, welcome everyone to Buying Local. I'm your host, Mike Nelson from Five Towers Media. Joined today by the one, the only Matthew Knoth. And you got to make sure you say it right because I said it the wrong way for like 3 months and Matt never corrected me. But it's not Nov, it's Knoth. Matt,
Yep.
what's up, buddy? How are you?
Hello. Yeah. Thank you. And I appreciate you saying that because, like you said, 3 months. I mean, I didn't really mind growing up. Everybody really got the last name wrong, so it was kind of just that second nature. But yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate it, and yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, excited. So, one of the things that we're talking about today, everybody, is the fact that Matt is going to be working into Buying Local, the podcast here, doing some interviews, bringing people on the show. But before we get to that, let's back up and let's kind of introduce Matt to the audience for the people that don't see you out at networking events. And I mean, you're kind of everywhere these days. So, Matt, tell us who you are, man.
Yeah, yeah. So again, thank you. My name is Matt Knoth. I'm originally not from here. So when I'm talking with people and they're saying all these areas, I'm still learning. But with that, I'm out and about. So I'm constantly every day talking to new members in the community and learning the ins and outs to this vibrant community. So yeah, I'm a new face here, but it's been nothing short of great. So.
Yeah, I mean we're in a pretty friendly area. At Warren, Washington, Saratoga County, I've been stomping around this business community and community at large for the better part of 25 years now, and having gone to other markets as well and spent some time in them, I can tell you that the people here are pretty great. Um, so, Matt, where are you originally from anyway? Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, a couple, I want to say an hour away, New Hartford, New York. Don't get it confused with New Hartford,
Connecticut.
not Connecticut. A lot of people think when they hear the Hartford, they think Connecticut, but Utica area, I like to tell people who don't know the New Hartford scheme.
Yeah.
Grew up there, still have family there, actually gonna be there for Christmas, so gonna be shooting to New Hartford.
Shooting New Hartford, yeah. I it's funny because I many decades ago, I used to stomp around the Utica market and New Hartford particularly actually, and so I'm pretty familiar with the area. And we actually have a client now that's over in New Hartford. We just did some work for him. But what tell us how you ended up here?
Yeah, so while I was in college, I'm fresh, I'm 22, freshly graduated, went to
Where?
school.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where'd you
Yeah,
go to college, Matt?
yeah, in Rochester, again, all over the place. It seems like I've been in every inch of New York. But yeah, spent 4 years playing lacrosse, studying business, sports management, actually was my degree in college. Again, yeah, played lacrosse there, met tons of friends. Through day one, I was met with all my teammates, so it was great that transition. But yeah, coming out here while I was at in Rochester at school, my
Mhm.
mother and stepfather moved back out here. So then when I graduated, didn't really know what to do, but knowing that this community was up and coming and a lot of people were hardworking out here, and so it just kind of simultaneously, with the goals I wanted, just made sense.
Yeah, yeah. And you guys are what? Gansford
Yeah, Gainsborough, Wilton, whatever.
or Wilton? Yeah, that weird little area where it could be either or depending on which side of the street you're on.
Yeah, it's weird too because all my family members or friends when they come out here, it's since it's a new like development where we're in, the postal code isn't really like in the system yet. So when you type
Okay.
it up, it comes in as Gansford or Wilton or the other one, but it'll send you halfway across town.
Yeah, yeah, GPS. I actually have a similar thing at my house because we live on, well, I won't say what road we live on in case anybody doesn't like me. But the road we live on, though, has a Gansevoort side to it and it has a Greenfield Center side to it. And so when I give people my address, they often end up on the wrong side if they don't put in the township in it. So I don't know if that happens around the country, but I know it happens a few different markets. They seem to all be connected to Gansevoort. I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
Uh, But and you went to the what college did you go to again?
Nazareth University.
Oh yeah, okay.
It started out actually my first 2 years was a college, and then last two it switched to university. So you'll hear Nazareth College, but I think it's a university now.
University. I don't know how they make that differentiation, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. So you've been working with us, Scott. How long have you been working with us now, Matt?
Yeah, I want to say July I started.
Was it July? Okay.
Yeah, just after the 4th.
So six months, roughly speaking, here.
Yeah.
November, October, November, December. Yeah, you're completing your 6 month right now.
Yeah.
And what kind of things have you been doing with Five Towers so people can understand kind of your role?
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm a new addition of sales. Sales specialist is my title here. Like you said, the 6 months I came in, fresh out of college, so everything was new. But in that time, I was a sponge. I was ready to learn anything. I was willing to work as hard as I can, be mentored by you, obviously. Having that aspect, it really I feel put me ahead of my other peers. I was immensely from the start put into meetings, stepping outside my comfort zone, giving my commercials, giving pitches. It's something I really didn't learn in school. You learn the concepts of sales, how business kind of works. But then I was fortunate enough to actually be from day one get thrown into it and just be immersed around other like-minded business owners, get to hear their struggles, and kind of how they built a business from scratch.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, my title's sales, but I really encompass a lot. Whether it's just hearing people's struggles, giving them ways to get through it, marketing support wise. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's really cool just to get to talk to people and build my network that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I know we if we're anything here at Five Towers, we are really good at throwing people right into the fire
Love
and
it. Yeah.
learn by doing for sure. But I will say, I feel that you've really embraced the challenge and have been coming along pretty well. And I get nothing but good reports from you, Matt.
Yeah,
Whenever
good.
I talk to people that are seeing you at networking events and other kinds of networking organizations that you go to, everybody says that you represent pretty well. So, we're pretty happy so far with that, with bringing you
Uh,
on.
yeah.
Matt, I'm curious. I, what people don't. So you had reached. We're just about to start hiring a salesperson. We weren't quite there yet. Um, and honestly, when we ended up hiring you, I had to kind of like work some extra hours to get things ready for you, just because we weren't quite ready yet. But you reached out to us specifically asking about sales, and I'm curious as to, and I think it'd be good for the audience to understand of why it is that you wanted to go into sales.
Yeah, so well, the first reason why I kind of was introduced to you was, my mother already being out here while, like I said, I was still in college. She was kind of already getting her feet under her and working and, knowing more people out here. So she was kind of my wingman during that time. And, if she heard any tips that people were hiring or whatnot. But yeah, so how I kind of fell into this was a friend of my mother's. Tipped me to come and talk to you guys. But yeah, for the aspect of sales, it was more something I knew I wanted to be immersed in business. I knew I wanted to do that public relations in the sense of, not really sitting behind a computer. So that's when my thought was going to sales. Where's something that I can combine talking to people, building relations, but also giving measurable outcomes and also helping a business grow. That's when speaking with you and learning the values, the vision you have for the company. It really just felt like I this it fell into my lap. It was something that obviously took some thought and stepping into a sales. It's hard. That was a big part of our hiring process. Was you know every day is gonna be a challenge, but that's kind of what grew me. Kind of pushed me more to it. I like the challenge. I knew it would, conceptual strength, just boost my personality, give me a lot of skills that, you wouldn't really learn elsewhere if it wasn't for sales. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sales are a tough role, man.
Yeah.
You know, there's always this joke in sales is that when you find yourself without any skills or any experience or training, you go into sales, right? And but at the end of the day, that is a joke because sales is such a hard component. I happen to think that it's one of the best professions because
Mhm.
you literally like you get paid to have coffee with people and
Yeah.
learn about them and their business and what they're doing and the challenges. And then you're given an opportunity to help them overcome some of those challenges. And it can be very fulfilling, even though it has like that bad stigma attached to it, like, oh, he's a sales guy, like,
Mhm.
which automatically, for whatever reason, makes you dishonest and a bad person. But realistically, at least I think the way that we sell and the way that we approach it, it really is done with people's best interests at heart. And yes, we happen to get paid for doing these things.
Mhm.
Like yeah, we're definitely going to get paid for it. However, like our approach to sales is we don't sell based on how much money we're going to make or we're trying to, hit a quota for the month. Like just doesn't work
Yeah.
that way.
See,
Uh,
yeah, I also wanted to touch on that too because that was a big thing at the start during the hiring process. You kept hammering just we're not used car salesmen. We don't sell like that. We don't do we're not trying to manipulate buyers into just buying our products. It's we can help them if they need a solution to that, and that really resonated with me because it's like, yeah, kind of having that stigmatism of, oh yeah, you're just salesy, oh the sales, that stereotype around it. So yeah, you really honed in being like, that's not what we do around here. It's we don't like to manipulate. We go for no a lot of the times too. And yeah, we like to help our community at the end of the day.
Yeah, it really is about helping the community at the end of the day, right? For people that haven't heard me say it before, I feel like I'm a broken record sometimes, but my belief, which then comes through in the way that we do business, is that the truest path to freedom for an individual is by owning a business or being an entrepreneur. And, our mission is to give unwavering support to those folks in the way that we can support them, which is through marketing and communications. And, but and it's funny that you say too about, going for no and about how much I hammered on it through the interview process. I almost feel like I was selling you against taking the job in some of our
Yeah.
conversations because I just wanted you to understand, like, hey, if this is your idea of what sales is, like, this is not how we do it. This is not, if you're coming in to try to manipulate people into saying yes, like that's not who we are as an organization. And we certainly don't want to bring those people on. So, uh, and I actually did just ordered you the book Go for No, by the way, too.
Nice.
I told you that. So it's going to be here on the 29th. So I'm
Perfect.
excited for you to read that book. And for those of you that are in sales and aren't familiar with the book Go for No, essentially what the book is about is learning strategies to make it easy for people to say no. And sometimes leading people down the path of no to help them figure out on their own if they really want to work with you or not, right? And that's kind of the strategy or tactic behind it. It's not about manipulating people into say yes and convincing them that this is good for you. It's more about identifying all the reasons why it may not be good for you, as well as the reasons of why it may help you, and then letting them come to that decision on their own, though, without feeling like they've been pushed into something they don't need just because some schmarmy sales guy wants to make a
Yeah.
commitment. Um, so you're 6 months in. I know you're doing a ton of networking. What can you say? And I know that you spend a lot of time, like, obviously we're big fans of the Adirondack Regional Chamber of Commerce. We've got a great relationship with those guys. Really love what they do for the business community. And you're going to all the events and doing all the things, ribbon cuttings and mixers and Chamber 101s. What can you tell us about what you're seeing out there? Because that is a strategy that I recommend for anyone and everyone in the business community to be a member of that chamber. Can you give us kind of a rundown on what that has been like for you?
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, big component on throwing us right into the fire. I remember within week one, I was going to one of the chambers.
Hmm.
Felt a little intimidating at first. You're walking into a room, tons of, professionals, who are wanting to network, and, you don't really know what to expect the first time. But by the end of me walking out, I already had, 10 plus connections who were looking to get coffees after. And this was day one of me meeting these individuals. Some of them I still talk to this day from that first networking event. And then yeah, just through that, you build on to your connections through the chamber. Everyone in those chambers, especially the Adirondack, they it's a community who wants to help each other. So they see a new face like me, and you have 10 people running to you, wanting to know your background, who you are, who you work for. It's really it's something that I've never felt before. Along with the ribbon cuttings, a lot of them I'm going to, I'm new to the area, so a lot of these businesses this is my first contact with. But
Hmm.
again, it's I see people that I've seen throughout other mixers or the Chamber 101s. It's always a friendly face after that.
Hmm.
And with that, just a lot of people want to help each other. So big component on building support. It's I don't really want to just take. I want to also give to these communities, or to the people in the chamber as well. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones who fill this community. There are shops to our left and right, and yeah, it's just they help me just as much as they help us.
Yeah, absolutely. What what do you think the hardest part of the networking scene that you've been doing over the last 6 months is?
Just it's I guess through my personality at the start, I was wanting to talk to everybody and everyone. A little bit at the start, I was falling back on the people I knew already. It's just easy to find that friendly face. But to get what you want out of the networking events, you kind of have to step further out of your bubble. It's good to say hi to the ones that you already know. But the purpose of that is to keep expanding your network. So, kind of getting out of your comfort zone in that way, and shaking a hand and staring someone in the face, that's the best way to introduce yourself and meet more people.
Mhm.
So yeah, just getting away from the friendly faces, I would say, is the biggest challenge.
Yeah, it's that whole you grow up getting told not to talk to strangers, and then you get out there
Yeah.
networking, and that's what it is right now.
Really, yeah.
Is strangers can be very uncomfortable.
Mm.
Um, and would you say that, obviously, well, actually, let's back up a little bit before I go into that. Is I know that I made you do some cold calling in the beginning. So for the new sales folks out there, the people that are being asked to cold call, what are your thoughts on cold calling as a salesperson?
It's well, what do we say with that? It's when you're cold call, you're gonna um half of the time they don't want to talk to you. Other times they're just letting you go easily. It's again with the conceptual strength, you're constantly getting rejected left and right. Um, I grew a lot from, stumbling over my words in my commercials to, that first 20, 30 seconds is the biggest impression. And, when I'm tripping over my words, you got to learn through that. It's very fast paced too. You'll hear a different question, a different scenario from the first call compared to the second. It really challenges you and teaches you to stay on your toes. Um,
Mhm.
but that was the biggest thing of why we were doing the cold calls. The rejection piece, people constantly telling you no. You're not really face to face with someone, so it's harder to get that, human connection. But
Mhm.
then when you do get in front of someone, you're quick on your feet. Those random scenarios, you've heard those questions over and over, that to where it just seems seamless when you're actually sitting down to make a sale, and the other person actually wants to hear you. It feels a little bit better too. So yeah, I recommend a lot of people if you want to get out of your bubble, if you want to work on communication skills, just go and look up, Saratoga businesses and go top to bottom, just call them, chat with them. It's really cool to hear how they do it, and at the end of the day, you're talking to another person. So,
Yeah. And I know I always refer to it as getting your teeth kicked down your throat
yep, yep.
in our conversations, because that's how cold calling can feel a lot of the time, is you're just getting completely beat up by people that you're calling.
Mm.
Um, and it's obviously not all sunshines and rainbows, right? Like it can beat you up mentally. And I think you mentioned conceptual strength. That's a term that we refer to as like doing cold calls, even if you're not setting appointments, helps to build conceptual strength, right? It's that ability to hear no over and over and over and still pick up the phone because you got to make another call, right? Or to still go back tomorrow and make 25 more cold calls. And how would you say that I know that you mentioned that it does that, but like, can you kind of expand on that? Maybe unpack it a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's the rejection. Most of your day, if you're not doing cold call, you're not facing 20, 30 people telling you no, 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 I don't want to hear you. It changes something in you. I don't know. It's once you do start to talk to people who want to hear you, and who hear those pain struggles, and they need a solution to that. That's where you start transitioning from hearing the no to hearing the yes. It's okay. I'm trying to sell to someone who's telling me no, compared to when someone's saying yes. It just seems so much more seamless, and it's like, oh, I've been here. They want to hear about it, and yeah, it just builds that, that I don't know, in your head, you get past the point of rejection.
Yeah, or at least where it doesn't like isn't soul crushing anymore, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I know if I can throw you under the bus a little bit, we've definitely had coaching calls where you were just like, man, it's getting to me today,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And that hearing no over and over and over again, or I mean, anyone that's cold call will tell you that people are mean.
Oh yeah.
Like people, they yell at you, they slam the phone down in your ear, and all you're doing is saying like, hey, like this is who I am and where I'm from, and would you be interested
Yeah,
in talking about what we do? And people get really upset.
I
Really
know.
upset.
But the biggest tip that you did give me was throwing in the AirPods, and just constantly having music to where, like, when you pick up a phone call, the music just stops, and then it's like when they hang up, you hang up, the music just keeps playing. So it takes the emotions out of it. Like you said, people could be rude, people could be having a bad day or whatnot. But if you kind of lean back on that music to you just go back into your groove. It's all right. Maybe they're having a bad day. It's not me at the end of the day. And
Yeah,
then just keep pushing forward. So the music
love it.
is a good tip.
Music. I know, right? Like
Yeah.
that definitely. God, it must have been almost 20 years ago now that I did that when I was cold calling, and it just made it easier. You put on some good music, and it kind of transitions you, and I don't know, yeah, it softens it. Like that song comes back up, you're like, all right, cool. I guess I'm putting in the next number and moving
Yep.
forward. So,
Just move forward.
moving forward. So you've been doing a lot of networking, you've been doing calls, you've been having meetings. What do you think from a sales standpoint, Matt, has been the hardest thing for you?
Just you know, um, keeping keeping track. I mean, I'd like to say I'm pretty good with time management. But it's still just, you have a deadline. Someone comes to you. Maybe you're honed in on that one client, you're working through them well all week, then something comes up there, it kind of delays the sales process in that aspect. It just a lot of ruffles in the road compared to just a linear, sales process. But then with that too, it's say you have three clients this week, they're all different needs. You have to make sure the deadlines are getting set they're having questions, they're coming to you, you have to deliver on all those. So it was more that it wasn't overwhelming. It was just that transition to, okay, I have responsibilities. My clients have, something that we're promising that they're, expecting to do the best work put forth, and also in a timely manner. So you can't really let anything slip through the cracks. Because at the end of the day, what we're working on is their baby, their business.
Yeah.
And and nobody wants anything wrong to go with that. So you always need to make sure you're timely, you have everything done right, and at the end of the day, professionally, and putting our best work forward.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love what you're saying. It's, I mean, we talk about it all the time, right? Like people that come to us as clients, like they're really counting on us being able to do what they need us to do, right? And that it's their business, like you said, is their baby, and we need to be able to perform and get them what they're asking. And we're not perfect by any means, right? Like we're still people, and people make mistakes, and sometimes we fall down on that stuff. But being able to get back up and do right by the customer and make it right, I think, is huge. And try to get them where they want to be on
Yeah.
that path. So let's talk about buying local. About you coming in and becoming
Yeah.
a host of the show here. We're going to be working you in over in January, and with the idea that you're going to take over fully of the podcast here. I, what is your biggest fear?
Probably this,
Ah,
but no, I mean, it's just, change at the end of the day, just stepping into new things. It's anybody will have that, butterfly feeling. But again, like I said, I'm a sponge, soaking up everything I can, saying yes to anything I can. So yeah, I know the butterflies will be there, but they'll slowly diminish, and I know I'll have, a lot of fun doing it. So looking forward to it a lot.
podcasts are fun for
Yeah.
sure. You get to talk. You really get to talk about whatever you want,
Yeah.
and we try to, make sure the episode is helpful to the person we're interviewing and helpful and impactful to their business. But at the end of the day, I mean, we can talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Um, do you do you have any interviews that you're thinking about doing, or people that you're asking about coming on the show? We'll put them on the spot right now by
Yeah.
mentioning.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's I'm doing a lot of these networking events. So since we've been talking about it, I've been throwing in my commercials that I've been, you know, gonna be filling my schedule with hosts. So yes, I do have some lined up. Um, I could throw someone under the bus, I guess. Alicia with Downtown Dogs just currently had a ribbon cutting on Glen Street. So looking forward to that. I know we've done some work with her in the past, but yeah, she's very happy to get on. I know I have some others waiting to get on that express that they want to get on. So won't throw their names under the bus just yet, but stay tuned to see them on.
Nice, very nice. Uh, and the Downtown Dogs, they're the boutique, right? They do like
Yeah.
grooming and that kind of fun stuff.
Oh, it's awesome. Well, yeah, like I said, just stopped over there for the ribbon cutting. It's has two sides, beautiful space in there. One side's, the grooming, then the other side's the boutique where you can buy, they had uh beer for dogs or something. Everyone was
Okay.
checking that out, and little treats and cool collars and toys. And so yeah, it's definitely it's gonna be a popping spot over there once all that construction finishes up.
Yeah. Well, where on Glen Street are they?
It's just on the
I know you're
I
still learning
know
geography, but
on the
uh,
right side. I don't know, like just bef just before the stoplight there, where you're turning out. They're on that right side.
for the like right downtown, like where you're turning on the South Street.
Yeah, Glen Street, right? That little where Brian Stidd's office
Oh
is,
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So the
right
stoplight,
over there.
Glen Street, you're gonna take a right, turn on the South Street, or take a left
Yes.
and turn on to Bay Street.
Yeah, I think okay, yeah, maybe it is South Street.
Yeah, yeah. Brian's office is on South Street in the Empire Theater there.
Yep. So yeah, she's just past there. I
Okay.
you I guess it used to be I don't know the name, but everyone was like, "Oh, back in the day, this used to be a poppin' bar or whatnot."
I'm trying to think if it's right at the light.
Just before it,
Which way are you traveling? Are you traveling away from downtown or towards downtown?
away
Away. Just before the light. On the left or on the right?
on the right, same side as Brian Stids. You just keep walking down a little.
Oh, so it's on South Street.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, not on Glen Street.
No. Yes. South Street. Yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
okay. Trying to think of what the bar that used to be over there was.
Because yeah, even during the ribbon cutting, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this spot used to be fun back in the day."
I'm trying to think like as I think about Glens Falls downtown back in the day,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have like Tilly's was downtown. That's where the theater is now, roughly speaking. Um, and then across the street we had there was a bar, E. Gillis, and then changed names to Soho's, and then back to E. Gillis. I'm trying to think about on South Street about what bars. There was Sandy's.
Yeah. I don't know.
Is it? I wonder if it's in the building, the old Sandy's building, or the old Hot Shots building.
I th Hot Shots. That does sound
Hot
familiar.
Shots? Ah, okay.
I think because everyone was like, "This was the spot back in the day" or whatever.
Hot Shots, and before that, it was Pitchers. If you go back even further, but that's funny. Yeah, I got to
Yeah.
get down there and check it out.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, so I know we're getting short on time here, Matt, but one more question as you're looking, we're coming into the new year, 2026. You're continuing your role as a sales specialist with Five Towers. You're taking over buying local, the podcast, and getting more into that aspect of things. What do you think you're looking forward to the most for 2026?
Just at the start here was, building those relationships, not being that new face in each room I kind of walked into. Now I'm looking to expand on those current relationships, but then also expand my network into the relationships that I've been fostering throughout, whether that means referrals from them or just a quick introduction from their network. Yeah, just really looking forward to maintaining and growing those relationships that I have. Again, like we've been talking about this whole podcast, this community is very vibrant. Everybody likes to help each other. And I just feel like I've really been solidifying myself and, being a piece within that people know my name, people can trust me, but I can also build support and help their businesses too.
Love it.
Yeah.
Matt, if people want to learn more about you, they want to talk to you about the stuff that Five Towers does to help small businesses, or they're interested in coming on the podcast and they want to talk to you about that, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, we made it simple. My work email is Matthew at fivetowers.us. You could just shoot me a quick email that way. We can figure out how to get you on here. Also, if people are familiar with our newspapers, our names are all over there with my number and email as well. Believe on the front pages. So, yeah, hit
That's
me
the
up.
Buying Local newspaper, everybody. If you see our
Yep.
monthly publication in the different places around Warren, Washington, Saratoga County.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
Thank
Love
you.
it. Well, I'm excited. Obviously, we talk all the time. I'm grateful to have you on board and appreciate how you represent us as a company and who you are as a human.
Thank
And
you.
looking forward to more growth in 2026. So thanks for coming on today, Matt. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. This was awesome. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to getting more my own clients, my own
Yeah,
hosts.
man. Love it. And of course, thanks everybody for listening. We've got a great lineup coming up here in 2026 with a lot of great businesses that, maybe you've heard of, maybe you haven't. And that's one of the things that we really try to make sure that we're doing, that we're telling stories and giving coverage to people that aren't necessarily getting out there in other publications, and kind of the being champions of the little guy and girl that are out there. So stay tuned, and of course you can find us. Buyinglocal.us is our media site. 5towers.us is our marketing services and website development company. And then, of course, you can find this podcast on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, and Apple. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and you'll hear from us next week.